organization. The training session on campus is free to participants. Advertising would be through posters and emails. For the university, the location, date, and time would be the AMU in August in the evening, and we would have to work with the Findlay area schools. I have already spoken to one of the assistant principals at Findlay High School, Kevin Schaup, about it. He said they do not currently have a SAD club, but they would be interested in implementing one. Registering a chapter is free through SAD Club. This training allows faculty to be a great resource for students in a way that expands beyond the classroom. The work and service performed through SAD provides students with great real-life experience interacting with and educating peers and younger generations. If students are looking for opportunities to get involved in the Findlay community, get resume building opportunities, and make connections that may be useful toward a future career, the SAD training is right for them. SAD in Findlay schools, the area high school and middle schools would work together as well in conjunction with the university. SAD is all about peer-to-peer education. It's about having the students in the schools teach each other because they feel like students will listen to their peers more. I figured this could be augmented by using university students, older students as mentors, and bringing them all together to work in the community. And here are some reasons why SAD would be useful in Ohio. From 2000 to 2015, Ohio's death rate due to unintentional drug poisoning increased 642%, and the increase in deaths has been driven largely by opioid-related overdoses. And on average, approximately 8 people die each day in Ohio due to unintentional drug overdose. And this is what SAD is all about, preventing this. And there's a state coordinator for Ohio.
Questions?
Okay.
I have a question. Where's the closest chapter to us in Findlay?
The closest chapter to Findlay, that I'm unsure of. I just talked to Findlay High School and asked if they had one, and they do not. I still have yet to talk to the middle schools, so that's all I know. Yes, that's what this idea is about, getting students, faculty, staff on campus all together some evening, telling them about SAD, what SAD is all about, and what the registration process would be like, and then possibly registering the chapter that night or later on, just kind of generating interest and see if students and faculty would want to do this. Mm-hmm. Where do you envision the source of that funds? Probably fundraising. That's what we did a lot in high school when I did SAD there. We did a lot of fundraising, but like I said, most of the money needed for the projects in SAD is provided through the national organization. So monetary issues, they're not something big to worry about.
How does the national get their funding?
The national's funding, I'm unsure how they get their funding.
I have a question for you. So does the national, I guess, what do you call it, the committee?
National SAD organization.
Okay, so the lead organization, do they provide any printed materials or marketing for the group?
They do. They can provide advertising. They provide ideas. They keep all the chapters up to date about what they should be talking about in the community, so they provide.
Would the Ohio Connection, would they provide the training? Would they come to do the initial training?
The state coordinator?
The state coordinator?
Possibly. I could get in connection with them. Anybody could and inquire about that.
How do you plan to recruit the students that will be involved in this as not only mentors but as the students that are using the service?
Yeah. I figured for just general advertising purposes, send out emails, posters, talk to people about it, maybe go into, there's various clubs on campus who have meetings, go in and talk about it.
So is that part of your $1,500 budget going towards the marketing?
Yeah. The budget is mainly for the printing of posters, the printing of any paper materials needed for the training session.
Can you share any successes that you had when you were involved in the high school program?
Yeah, sure. We did a seatbelt campaign. We did a survey of people coming into school when they would park. We would survey if they were wearing their seatbelt or not. And then we did a drawing for like a gift card out of all the people that we noted were wearing their seatbelts. We did lots of tables at lunch giving out information and candy and things like that to get people to know about SAD Club. There's a lot of great leadership opportunities for students through SAD. I went to 2 weekend-long leadership seminars and 1 week-long one, and they were all real great experiences for me. And SAD is actually the reason why I decided to pursue social work here at the university. It's impacted me a lot in my life, and I'd like to help other people get involved in it.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail. Next, please welcome Nicole Bosserman and her presentation of Lead from Within.
Oh, see what I'm saying? Thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
much.
you too. Oh, it doesn't make unless you want. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, after each group then? Sure, yeah. Okay.
Hi. Hi and welcome. My name is Nicole Bosserman, and I'm here to talk to you about my leadership seminar, Lead from Within. The way that we train our future managers and business owners is not effective. Let me say that one more time. The way that we train our future managers and business owners is not effective. Do you believe me? Well, let's talk about some facts. According to Gallup polls, over 50% of all employees who quit their jobs cite their managers as the reason. Why does it matter, right? Like, there's plenty of people looking for jobs. You can hire someone else just like that. Well, it matters a lot, financially, as it turns out. According to Forbes, the cost of losing an employee can range up to 2 times that employee's annual salary. If you have multiple employees quitting every year due to the same bad manager, those costs add up fast. However, if you keep an employee for 3 years instead of 2, that's just 1 additional year, it can make a difference of $1.3 million in net value to your company. That's a big number. So obviously it's not in any company's best interest to lose an employee. But how do we fix that? Do we raise their salaries? Offer better benefits? Do we just hire tougher employees and tell them to deal with it? No. We need to use our financial logic and produce better managers. But what is it that makes these managers so bad? How do we improve manager training to reduce employee turnover and increase company value? We need to start training our future managers to lead from within, rather than the traditional leading from above. Now, if you look at the column on the left, you'll see that that is emblematic of the modern American business's internal power structure. It's highly competitive. It's dog eat dog. You have your employees competing for raises, competing for promotions, competing sometimes even for days off. This creates an atmosphere of resentment and conflict. They begin to resent their managers, they begin to resent their company, they begin to resent their peers, and then they quit. And then the business loses money. But if you look at extremely successful businesses like Google, you'll see that their internal power structures closely resemble what's on the right. It's more cooperation focused. It's about teamwork. It's about creating pride in their work, creating pride in their business, and making them want to work. They save money, they save employees, and they get better work out of them. So how do we do it? My seminar, Lead from Within, aims to teach Findlay students how to lead correctly, the psychological and communication skills necessary to promote that ideal environment, to promote the cooperation necessary for a good, solid business. Lead from Within is a 5-hour seminar, minimum. It'll include a guest speaker and multiple interactive student-led group activities that will teach the attendees how to properly use body language, how to use non-confrontational language, how to use assertive action to get their point across without causing the conflict, so that they make this cooperation, they make employees believe in them and trust them and stay longer. The seminar will give these employees the skills they need to take into the real world, and then they can use them in any business they go into. So then they can improve their businesses, and the guest speaker will give them the theory to back those skills up. So they will have a well-rounded education when they come out of the seminar to lead from within. The seminar will also include free refreshments and, of course, free t-shirts. You know those are the magic words to get a college student to attend just about anything. So, I'm sure at this point you're wondering, how am I going to pay for this? I actually did a budget breakdown that includes cost analysis and 5-year projections that took into account attendance estimates. This allowed me to see that this is extremely financially feasible to put on. So basically, I'm able to keep costs low because this is for Findlay students. I'm able to keep marketing costs low because Findlay already has systems in place for marketing, such as UF Update, and then that can be supplemented by campus flyers, word of mouth, and marketing promotion. I'm also able to keep costs low by using student volunteers instead of hiring leaders. Student volunteers will then get to run this seminar and get to organize everything, and then they get to add that experience on their resume and say, yes, I can run these big events, here's proof. So the seminar is going to hopefully be funded by the university as a university-funded program, but if not, ticket sales can easily support this seminar because the costs stay very, very low. In the future, I'd love to see the seminar be a certifiable process. I'd love to see it become multiple days, and I'd love to see the university open it to the public and take ticket sales to increase revenue and get the university's name more visible within the business world. The way we train our managers and business owners is not enough, but we can change that. All we have to do is start training our people to lead from within, rather than. Thank you.
So you talked about your numbers will get $2,500.
Yes, I did the usual Google, and I found a website where you can book speakers online, and I found one speaker specifically. His name's Howard Fierro. I think his name's actually on that flyer right there. And he's only $1,500, so I actually budgeted in $2,500 to pay for him. He was very and to pay for him, I budgeted the $2,500 to pay for hotel, flights, and
That's good. Good. I don't think we have any other questions.
For the seminar, you're going to be teaching the students to be good employees or more leadership roles and how to lead their
preferably better leaders, because of course that's what we want to see all of our university students become, as good leaders, and of course they will always end up that way, but these skills are still necessary. So you're going to be teaching them to be better leaders. So one thing I definitely want people to learn is conflict de-escalation, and you hear that all the time with like police officers, conflict de-escalation, because I feel like a lot of times we get to these situations where an employee comes in screaming mad and you don't know what to do except scream mad. So conflict de-escalation is one skill I think that would definitely be useful for this summer.
We're just going to do a quick mic check before our next contestant.
Test, test. Check, check. It's up all the way, yeah, there's nothing coming out of that either.
1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. You really gotta, I guess, speak up.
You gotta holla.
Yeah, he's got to yell
Okay.
it, I guess.
Gotta yell. That's all right, we'll slide it up here a little bit too. Oh, no, be careful what you say, you're on mic. Okay. Sure.
All right, now that we got that figured out, well, a delayed thank you to Nicole and her presentation. Next, we will be hearing from Ashley Long and Brianna Essien with their presentation of Capstone.
This is Capstone. Ashley, hi. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Very nice to meet you. This one.
My name is Ashley Long, and this is Brianna Essien. The name of our presentation is Capstone, and today we will be explaining the benefit of adding this class at the University of Findlay.
Oh, it's not
Sorry, it's not clicking. Capstone is a year-long, non-major specific course available to all students. It blends elements of creativity, education, and community involvement by allowing students the creative freedom to design an independent project and positively impact the community and showcase their leadership qualities.
Our vision is to educate students with hands-on experience about life skills including leadership, creativity, budgeting, advertising, and successfully running an event that will benefit their community.
The Capstone course will be advised through many outlets such as social media and flyers. A campus-wide survey would additionally be sent out through UF Updates. Furthermore, we would reserve various display tables and present in the new business building.
To purchase computers and materials that the students may need, the budget to start the class should be around $5,000. Each student would be given $150 to advertise, set up, and purchase the space for the event if needed. There will be a maximum of 100 students per semester, costing the university around $15,000. This may seem like a large sum, but scholarships can help offset the costs of the class.
Students would register during their academic advising for classes. There would be 5 classes set on various dates and times to allow students multiple opportunities to sign up for this course. Professors would track the progress of the students through bi-weekly reports.
Students would work hand in hand with many departments of the school, thus improving communication between students, staff, and the community. This would help the students learn networking skills, independence, leadership, and collaboration.
A survey of the students' expectations would be given out at the beginning and the ending of the course. A written assessment paper would additionally be given out at the end of the course as a final examination for this course. This written examination would have no page limit, but would be based on the student's ability to explain the challenges and benefits of this course, how well they believe this will impact them in the future, and how we could improve this course for the next class.
Capstone is more than just a great idea. It is a chance for the students to grow and discover their true potential while positively impacting their community.
We're going to get feedback. Where did you originate this idea or think of the idea of a capstone class?
Well, both of us have actually been out and educate students in a kind of creative way, and that kind of led me into thinking of this for my part.
And I was a part of a club called Keystone, where we had to create our own individual projects throughout the entire year based on specific organizations.
So is there currently a class like this
No.
There is not currently a course offered through the university like this exactly. There are similar courses offered by very specific majors. However, there is not a universal course, and we believe a universal course would really give all students the opportunities to really broaden their horizons and better themselves.
It would be, yes.
how this class would tie into some of the existing community organizations, our partnership, Habitat for Humanity, some of the charity functions in town? How would this dovetail with that?
Well, they
Here we go.
Each student is going to do their own project, or would be partners, or?
No, each student must do their own individual projects. This will increase the amount of community help we would get, and it would also show students how to become more of a true leader themselves instead of relying possibly on others. So yeah, it would be a really good leadership for each individual student.
I think I have it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Abigail and Rihanna. Our next contestants are
Tyler Atkins and Christy Wickeser with club presentation.
Hi. Yes, good to see you again.
Hi, Christy. Nice to meet you.
Check.
Posters.
Check.
Music.
Check.
Catering.
Delicious. I mean, check.
There's a lot that goes into planning a successful campus event.
Over the past 3 years, Christy and I had the opportunity to plan and execute totaling more than 5,700 students in attendance.
From massive campus-wide celebrations like the Jason Derulo concert, SGA's Casino Night,
To more relaxed events like SGA's movie series and Oiler Alley, we have developed a strong passion for the world of campus event planning.
planning an event on campus is a very challenging leadership task, but this can look great on resumes and even during interviews.
But unfortunately, for many clubs, they have no idea how to get started with planning an event and miss out on this cool and unique opportunity.
And this is why we created LEAP.
Leaders in Event and Promotional Planning, or LEAP, is a club designed to help other clubs on campus plan their own events.
LEAP will reach out to the current officers of clubs and help them plan their events. They will walk them through from start to the end.
When I very first planned an event, I had no clue how many steps would be involved. In fact, there's quite a few. That's why LEAP will start by creating an organized checklist to make sure that we effectively and fully complete the task and stay on task while completing the organization of these events.
Our checklist will include things like catering, facilities, advertising, and attending the SGA meeting. I could go on, but our checklist is full of things that we need.
There sure are a lot of things that need to be checked off before the big date. And with over 150 events being planned on campus, the leadership within LEAP will have to be organized effectively to handle these tasks with ease.
The leadership within LEAP will include one president, two vice presidents, committees, and members. The president will oversee the club.
The vice president of outreach will be tasked with reaching out to other clubs on campus to offer our assistance with event planning, while the VP of analytics will make sure to analyze data that will be used for future events.
The three committees within this club will reach out, and they will also have committee heads. Three committees for this are campus office relations, outside vendor relations, and student body relations.
Within the campus office committee, they will be tasked with coordinating with different campus offices, things like the facilities office, catering, student government, and the bookstore, to make sure that we utilize their support that they have to offer and stay within university guidelines.
Our outside vendor committee will work with outside vendors, such as inflatable rentals or decorations, and it will make sure that we get the best pricing and services for our events.
The student body committee will be sure to communicate the events with the student body at large, using media such as word of mouth, posters, banners, and email.
So how are we going to turn this into reality? Well, the process is actually very simple. All we would have to do is go to student activity, fill out some paperwork, get an invite list, and a few signatures, and boom, we would be a club. But how do we get members?
Simple, we'll advertise it using email, word of mouth, and targeting those who express interest in event planning.
We will also partner up with SGA, and they will highly recommend our club at their Sunday Senate meetings when budgets come through for future events.
Additionally, we'll be present at Board of Presidents at the beginning of each semester, where hundreds of U.S. student leaders gather in order to kick off the year and start discussing events.
This venue is a great place for our club because we can connect directly with the officers and see what upcoming events they have going on.
We are excited to start guiding leaders and increase the overall quantity of events and improve the quality of events on campus.
So who's ready to help increase student engagement by leaps and bounds and hop on board with LEAP?
Thank you. We're ready for your questions.
Will you be working with just the event logistics, marketing, or do you want to help with fundraising, sponsorships?
So I think the big issue comes into play where people don't really know which offices to go to help with these things. So we would definitely be willing to help with those things and fundraisers. Fundraisers can also get counseled through SGA, so they go through that pretty well.
Yeah. Additionally, each event is a little different, has their own niche. Some are fundraisers and some are just for fun. So we would help out with whatever the event type is.
Are you looking to get all the current organization activities that go on and funnel through this single channel?
So this would actually be kind of alongside and in unison with the current student
So would you guys operate as more of a club that any student can join and participate in, or is this kind of a new office you're proposing for the campus in general?
It would be a campus club.
Okay.
Something that any student could be part of. And there's actually a major with event planning on campus, so those students would be able to get some really cool experience out of this. It's kind of like an agency.
So with attendance down 20%, what do you equate that to? What's your root cause of that? How will this address that?
I think the biggest thing that I see as a member yesterday is a lot of people come through and they don't really even know where to start asking for money or asking to get their budget approved. So coming with a $500 budget, they don't know, if you come in with a $1,000 budget and it's well put together and you have a great plan and doesn't know it, then you can make those big events happen. So I would equate it to people not really knowing where to start with the big things.
Yeah, and I'll just go off that. Actually, we have seen not only a decrease in the attendance of events, but also the amount that's being put out there. And a big thing, I'm sure a lot of students out there can attest to that, is that you're a part of a club, maybe there was one leader that really took charge of those events. They've graduated and moved on. It didn't really leave anything behind for anybody else. So that organization has kind of died off as far as events go. And they're just seeking help with that. That's kind of where leader comes in to promote that.
That's good.
Thanks. Great job.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks. Nice to see you
Nice
again.
job. Nice to see you too.
Thank you for your time.
Great job.
Nice job.
Thank you, Tyler and Christy. Up next, we will have Logan Chapman and Natalie Swift.
Come back to that one. Hi, I'm Sherry. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Logan Chapman, and I'm Natalie Swift, and we're here to present the Leadership Award to you today. And Leadership Award is something that students will attend performance throughout the year and they will earn specifically for at their graduation.
be sustained from year to year? Is there a tracking device, or is it going to, like tracking software or some way of tracking, and who's going to do that?
Nah. Test, test, test. What's that? Yeah, test, 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 test. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hello, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Alexis, who test that one?
Julie's up. She's a rock star.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Really go far.
That one's still
Whatever she does. Talking about somebody who knows how to break the ice and get out of her comfort zone.
this one and that one. Yeah, these two work.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm so happy that this mic works. So I hope you guys treated yourself to some food and refreshments back there. Try the chicken nuggets because they're really good. So now we're going to dive into the innovative business category. And first, we're going to hear from Tyler Atkins and Christy Wickeser with the business idea of Lunchbox.
You again?
Yeah, us again.
Uh-oh.
This is our business model.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Purple.
I missed the part where they had two entries.
Hi.
Christy, you can't get enough of this, can you?
looking in this briefly. Have you taken into consideration, knowing my business, shipping costs?
So I think we touched on it just briefly, but the shipping figure, and it'll vary depending on how many profiles are requiring a meal to be shipped. So it is 5 meals per week, like Monday through Friday, average work day, week. And we figured about $12 per family in order to have that shipped to their house on a weekly basis.
And it's all going to run on my way off the lot price.
Oh, sure. And I was going to say, what provider are you looking at?
Have you taken into consideration dietary needs such as allergies, some gluten-free, vegans, and
Yeah, that's one of the beauties of one spot, is that the whole point is completely customized. For example, my mom has a dietary restriction of dairy, and so she shows up and constantly, customize things for the restaurant, things like that. So by being able to choose and customize your own personal profile, you can put in those dietary restrictions.
does that raise the cost then per week with these special needs?
So the average meal is $5. That's going to flex. That's going to go up and down, depending if somebody wants a peanut butter sandwich, or if they want specially gluten-free, dairy-free, etc.
So you're talking about delivery once a week for the package for the entire week. How do you manage the constraints then with providing healthy opportunity food items that are perishable? Are you looking at doing anything like an a la carte, build your own program?
Exactly, yeah. So if you ever introduce a URL with an agenda today, you'll see there's a build your own box. Within that, it's broken down into different categories. You start with an entree, you add a side item, you add a fruit or vegetable, and then you add a dessert and then you go. So it's all in the stages of adding those food items. So actually, pricing relates fluctuates. There's a similar idea, but it's similar to the restaurant. So rather than going out to the grocery store and buying that meal and doing it to go out, you have this option where it's not competing like a wide array of options, but it's still a similar setup as far as the longer-term care experience.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish I had that when
Thank you, Tyler and Christy. Next, please welcome Drew Garverick and Aaron Overheiser with their idea, the bioreactor business model.
How much does a bioreactor cost?
It's a great question. We can't give you a definite answer because it depends ultimately on our customer. If it's a university like this, you're going to need a large bioreactor, right? So it really depends on the type of bid our customers are asking. So if it's a small scale to medium scale to large scale, it depends. There's other features that we just didn't have time to throw in here. So really the cost is a wide, it's for a lot. I can't give you a definite answer, but I hope that kind of.
Ballpark-ish?
So like a shredder, for instance, costs about $6,000. And then you're going to need the bioreactor, which can be used within the compost system. You really need an area on campus that's usable that can handle that. And then really, I mean, just you need the money to build a building of it. In layman's terms, that's how it's never been like all in one process. That's what we're trying to do. There's never been a process that's going to reuse all of those tools. We'll use it for the finding of the next piece. Small universities are, big university has a lot of food waste and other things, but like usually you have a shredder that just reduces your waste stream. Then you have either just the bioreactor, and the ones that we've seen are not commercially available. They're only really for home use. But this is large scale. This is looking at the next level type of stuff. And then you have, the composting, like you can go back cases. But this is all in one inclusive, something that I've done a lot of research and outside of this project on, and I haven't come across. So. Right, so how we run our business is the ESOP, so employee stock ownership plan. So our managers are all going to be owners. He and I are on the same level. We're going to have our plant manager, whatever he needs. And then when we have a bid or we need to make a bioreactor system, we hire from the labor, or we pull from the labor union. We train them, give them the training they need, and then we make it in our facility. If that answers your question. That way we don't have, during times of where business isn't, busy, we're not having people just come to work and not doing anything, so we don't want to have to pay them, right? So we're hired from the labor union, and then we do that.
So are you looking to take existing technologies today then and integrate them into this one vertical system?
Very similar, yes.
Any thoughts as to why that doesn't exist at this time?
There's not been, until now really, there's not been a demand. I worked for Marathon Petroleum last summer, the second largest refinery, and they have just started working on initiatives to how can we be a more environmentally friendly company, right? One of the ideas was there's some type of, because they had a large food waste, as you mentioned, there's like 6,000 employees there. How can we recycle the paper trays we use, the extra food that gets thrown down? So this is one of my ideas as a co-op that I came up with, and I've kind of formulated as the years gone on. Like, I hope that kind of answers your question. So it is an emerging issue, but there's never been a demand to drive it. So, you can go on, a lot of universities have done research and made small bioreactors, and nothing's commercially available because there hasn't been demand. And now we can start to see all these signs about food waste, how much food you throw away, how much actually wasted. This process that we're talking about is actually going to require a lot of different things. Food waste may not just be enough. It's got a perfect ratio of carbon. It's got to have a 16:1 carbon to nitrogen ratio. And so, let's say if you're not getting a good enough ratio of carbon, you can just put paper in, right? So take the supervisor to supervise that operation.
One more quick question. Do you see this as a revenue generating opportunity or not?
And what we talked about was like reusing the gas, reusing the selling cost back to generate revenue, and universities aren't going to pay for gas. As well as compost starting farmers. My dad's a farmer. He uses fertilizer commercially, relatively nice alternative that's also green. That would be a big plus to be more green, helping the environment. Yeah, that's kind of our mission behind our business is to reuse to a more sustainable future, not only for ourselves, but the world that we live in.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Drew and Aaron. Next to the stage, please welcome Josh Burton and Sergio Palacio with their presentation of Unity Coaching.
So I love the concept. So you're talking about creating a system whereby you have these personal coaches, if you will. How do you plan to vet them out and ensure the integrity of the individual and or the safety of the person who's reaching out to them for this mentoring?
In your financial plan, I see you have marketing and travel expenses. Have you put anything in for equipment rental or equipment and venue space? Do you have any idea where you get your initial capital to start the business?
Do you know of any other organizations that may be doing this now, or is this totally original? Good. Good.
So what's the revenue stream for the Unity Coaching corporate? What is the revenue stream for the Unity Coaching corporate entity? We provide co-op back to the universities for advertising, promotion, etc. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Goodness.
Thank you, Josh and Sergio. Up next, we have Peyton Cyber with Peyton's Page.
I'm Peyton Seibert. I'll try actually using the mic. Maybe people can hear me. So my idea is Peyton's Pages, as I have up here. Okay, so kind of the problem I'm looking at is that bookstores are often very expensive. You go and books are often upward of $15, and there are also not enough creative outlets for people to practice with. Growing up, pretty much the only thing I had was Power of the Pen for 1 year, which for those of you who don't know, you go to different competitions, you get a writing prompt, you write a story based on that prompt and then get rated, and you can go on to different levels and competitions, but there's really not that much in schools. Let me figure out the arrows. Okay. So Peyton's Pages would be a multi-usage bookstore, and you could be able to trade books of equal value to get the same or less. So if you brought in a book worth $15, you could take a book for $15. If you didn't have a book to trade, you could bring in a book for a few dollars, like 2 or 3. And then in here, there'd also be writing workshops and readings and speakers that people could go to. We could have like poetry readings. We could have different writing workshops and different sessions. Speakers could come in and talk about writing and books. There could be book clubs. There's different sorts of writing events that people don't really get that creative outlet in schools or other places. And then a coffee shop, because I feel like kind of like that atmosphere that people like to go and just kind of have coffee and a book. I have my mission, vision statements up here. The mission is to spread the love of reading and writing and encourage other people to do the same for a lower free cost. And then the vision is to get more people involved in the role of reading and writing in everyone's life. So leadership opportunity would here obviously be leading the different workshops, because we'd have to have people lead them. So I was thinking maybe you could have college students lead workshops for high school students, or high school students lead workshops for elementary school kids, or people in the community, or professors, maybe get authors come in, and they could come in with different ideas and then brainstorm different workshop ideas. Maybe someone would come in and say, I really like fan fiction, and there's nothing really like about fan fiction. So we could maybe start like a group of people who like writing fan fiction, or maybe have someone who wants to lead a session, or maybe they want to. So kind of like being in control of what you want to work on, and then also handling the donations of seeing what types of books are being brought in, and like how many people are like purchasing books for a few dollars and how many people are trading books. So the key resources would be book suppliers, people to run the workshops, obviously coffee supplies, authors, and then like I said, schools and universities and students. So we'd really be emphasizing people trading in the books. And then I know like with libraries, you can like trade them out, but you don't get to have them that long. I personally like having books. I've probably spent like $1,000 on books in my life, honestly, looking back, because I just like owning them. And I probably have at least 300 books in my parents' house just sitting there. And I would like to be able to give them somewhere, I just don't know where. So this could be a place that people could go, and then it wouldn't be the newest books, but it could be like favorite books. Like people could come in and maybe write like why this is their favorite book, or maybe it's like a memory, so you could have like that connection with people to bring in their favorite books. Thank you. Any questions?
Who determines the value of a book?
I would say probably based on the back, like what it would say, and then also if it's like worn down. Like if you have a book that's $20, but you can tell it's pretty torn up, I would kind of lower the cost, because people probably wouldn't want a torn book as much. But or if it's like written in a little bit, because I mean some annotations are even fun to read, but I feel like it would just kind of like lower down a little bit, but kind of like what it would buy for.
Can you help us understand the revenue stream? So the concept of sound, it's a great service. How are you, what is the revenue source?
I would say that the coffee would be a big part of it, because that would be a set cost. So you'd have that to even out, since the books would be some people paying, some people trading. Like I said, really highlighting on like gaining books, and maybe even talking to bookstores saying like, oh, if you have these books and you have maybe 5 left and they're not selling, maybe they'd be willing to donate them to this store if they're like kind of older and there's only a few left. Maybe they could ask that, or like maybe libraries with old books.
It sounds similar to George's house. How does it differentiate, other than the value of the books? How is it going to stand out for like a trade book, you know, and really is it going to be a for-profit proposition, and you know, how do you keep the funds moving throughout the business?
I'm sorry, when you first said, you said similar to what?
George's house?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Sorry, I
sounds
thought
very
that's what you
similar
said. I wanted to make sure.
How does it differentiate from that?
I honestly don't know if you can buy and purchase books there. Maybe you can, and I just don't know it. But I feel like this would be a larger focus on like the trading out books and then hosting like the workshops and the writing activities and like the book clubs. Really like focusing on like the creative aspect of it as well. Like more than just like coming into reading, but like coming in to like write and like help each other and work off of each other's writing and reading.
Okay, all right.
You said you would have speakers come in and do workshops. Would these be local people, or would you charge a fee and bring in like national speakers or book signings?
I would say most would probably be local, especially starting off when you're trying to get that, just kind of local people. But then, I mean, if it was successful, I would try to get people that were national, and then those would cost a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Peyton. So we're going to take about a 10-minute break. Thank you and awesome job to all of the contestants in the innovative business category. When we return, we will hear from the organizational case study category. So again, we have some refreshments back there, so please help yourselves, and we will resume in about 10 minutes.
out of our account and see where we went wrong, if it was a calculation error or if we were actually missing money. We want to focus on the solution and the relationship of the treasurer. So we don't want the treasurer feeling like we're attacking them. We want them to feel like, okay, we're going to work through this together. And we don't want to ruin the relationship between the treasurer and the organization, which means, again, we want to keep their emotions in thought while approaching this situation. And like I said, we don't want to ruin the relationship between them.
Overall, after we discover that we cannot find the money that was missing, we're going to present the solution to the group once again. We came up with a solution as a group, so we will just present that over. And then we also can do something like a bake sale, which is simple, easy way to not spend money, but also create money for our group. And this will also be a good team building activity for our committee members to get to know each other better, trust each other more as well. We can also do team building activities and icebreakers, so this will overall increase the trust within the committee and also increase our confidence as a group going into our event. It's important as a group and as a leader to be confident throughout the whole thing. No one outside of our group knows that it was a problem to begin with, so we need to remain confident so our event still runs smoothly and no one else outside of our group knows about it. And as far as the treasurer, instead of just attacking them like they took the money, we will allow them to still be on the committee if they did not take the money, just not maybe in a treasurer position, but still as part of our group. And that is it.
So what do you guys do if your treasurer jets to Mexico?
Well, I guess that's pretty solid evidence she took the money. If she jets to Mexico, I guess we got to really have a good bake sale then and get some more money and have a solid event.
All right, so the money's gone, you've moved through this particular situation, so what are the steps you will go through to safeguard so that it isn't repeated in the future?
So I'm the finance director for our dance marathon, which is an event Circle K puts on. So something we do as a group and something that I've been working on getting better at is just data tracking, putting in everything as it comes in. This is how much money we have in our budget. This is what we spend it on, each like individual dollar and cent, and then keeping track of where that money's going, getting all the receipts when we buy stuff, all the money we bring in on fundraisers goes into the sheet, is automatically tracked through a Google spreadsheet that we have, and just you need to be like really nitpicky about every single cent.
At the University of Findlay, we're known to have a very strong accounting program here. So certainly enlisting students in accounting majors that have those best practices, putting policies in place, and having some kind of communication of what the expectations are. So.
I think that's a really good idea. We do have a lot of business majors on our committee, and something else that is good for like any organization as a whole is Dance Marathon puts on a leadership conference every year that we are able to send people to learn how to do each and every step of data tracking and just different things about how to raise money, how to keep track of everything. So I think that's good for any organization to do. If there's any kind of leadership conference you can go to or any leadership classes you can take, that way you're getting good information about how to go about doing things, and you can tailor it to your organization into like whatever, if it's not here at Findlay, any other school.
If you have people know that there was a problem in the past, how are you going to recruit or make sure that people know that action has been taken to correct this and to recruit new members?
One of the things that we have is, like she said, the data tracking. If we do keep track of every cent that we put in and take out, there is little room for mistake in that area. However, to keep our reputation as a good organization, having accounting majors and business majors and a great advisor, and like all 4 of us are on e-board, and there's a 5th member as well. So having a strong e-board that has a good connection and relationship can make an organization thrive in those different ways, and like constantly checking each other. Not to mention, under the finance director, we have a few people that can check her as well. So just having those extra people to track and then keeping our reputation up as new members do come into the university.
A lot of people don't know what goes on our event because honestly, like day of, it's kind of crazy. And really, if you talk to participants after our event, they're like, "Oh, I had no idea that happened." Like, what? You mean, oh, this huge thing happened? And us as like committee members are running around like chickens with our head cut off, like that this big thing happened, but nobody really sees it. And I mean, that's like a good part of what we do is keeping a good, confident front that no one knows what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Circle K Case Study. Our final presentation of the evening, we will hear from Future Leaders Initiative. Their case study is as follows. In order to improve your organization's workflow and structure, you have decided to make certain changes. While these changes have helped improve the organization, they have also upset some of the members of your organization. Participation with your organization is declining quickly, and members are now leaving the group completely. We'll now hear from them. Just kidding. So that was a little joke of the night. That was not their case study. However, okay. Can I see that? Okay. Their case study is actually, your group is planning a fundraiser and you need to come up with a budget that is funded internally. You have some funds saved up from previous years, but this is also what you have to run the event. You get closer to the event date, you realize your account balance is less than what was recorded. As the leader, you must address the situation. You confront the group's treasurer, but they deny tampering with the account. Now you'll hear from them.
Throughout the discussion, you should let them know the possible consequences of their actions. If it is just an accounting flaw, they will need to be retrained and possibly hire an additional account or treasurer assistant. And if they did tamper with the account, legal action would be taken and they would be fired from the job.
So after you have the conversation with the treasurer, you should make the group aware of the situation at hand. You can do this by holding a financial meeting with all of the group members present. This will prevent singling one person out and the possibilities of rumors starting. And then while holding this meeting, you can ask the members of any improvements for the internal processes that you have conducted in this group so far.
Additionally, you should make clear to the members that this fundraiser is still going on despite the possible lack of funds, which the funding for this or the fundraiser might have to be reduced in some areas where there might be costs that are being used that aren't necessary. You should also encourage the members to keep a positive outlook even though this has happened.
After you bring group awareness, you should motivate the group. Remind the members of why they started working for this fundraiser. If they feel a personal connection, they will want to persevere through this hindrance upon the group and the fundraiser. Remind them of their passion. Again, this will allow them to work through the faulty records and the lack of money. And communication and collaboration is the makeup of a successful organization. So if you work together as a group and not as one individual, you can get past this together.
Additionally, going along with that communication and collaboration, everybody in this organization should be working towards the common goal. It should be reiterated the core of this mission, the vision and the values of the organization, and the individuals should be aware of their respective responsibilities to make this fundraiser happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
How can you ensure this will not be repeated?
So as stated in a previous slide, if it is found that the treasurer is tampering with the funds, then he would be fired and a new replacement would be hired, and you would go along with the process in which they learn of how to keep the bookkeeping and you'd keep a better track of the money going in and out of the fundraising organization.
How would you prevent this individual to potentially hurting another organization if their skills or they don't have the accounting background and need to be a treasurer?
I believe that if they did tamper with the evidence, are you referring to that, or if it was just faulty record keeping? Right.
Just poor skills.
Poor skills. Yeah, I would.
Didn't know that going into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would say maybe not giving them a reference if they do not stay with this organization. Don't volunteer to give them a positive report for the other employer. I'm sure I know that I've found there are websites out there where you can report like people who are not competent for the job, so maybe putting some information on there just to bring awareness. So, I mean, obviously that wouldn't be a good thing if this happens to another organization, especially if it's for a fundraiser, which it seems like it would be a good cause even though we weren't aware what the fundraiser was for.
I know sometimes it's difficult to fire a volunteer, but it is okay to fire a volunteer. Not competent.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you to everybody who just participated. We're going to take a 10-minute break to give the judges some time to consult and decide our winners. And in the meantime, we'd like to say a few thank yous.
So, we have been in the process of organizing this event for a couple months now, and I'd just like to say a few thank yous to everyone that made it possible. Kirby Overton, Bev Roth, Jay Canterbury, Catering Services, UFTV, Dan Yates, and I think that is about it. All right. So, before we announce the awards, there are a few more thank yous that I'd like to my bad. That includes Sarah Foltz, Ann Risser, Natalie Fitro, the Romark Fabrication Shop, and Sherry Brumbach. Without her, this opportunity would not be able to go on, this event. So also thank you to the organizational leadership class. Everyone did an amazing job, and everyone showed, I think, wonderful aspects of leadership. So it's a good thing we're all in this class, because guys did an awesome job. Also, we have a few more thank yous. Huge thank yous go out to all of our judges who donated their time and knowledge to this event. So, without further ado, we have a little present for our 4 judges. I will call you guys up one by one, and we're going to hand you a little something that our class put together. So first, I'd like to thank Ron Zadanek from Romark. Our second judge of the evening, Lee Ann Esper from the Civic Engagement. Our third judge of the evening, Sherry Brumbach from Garner Trucking.
So I want to take this opportunity to tell the students and let you know that you were just truly amazing tonight. It was great to interact with you, but I have to say, too, that the funds that were used this evening were made possible because of trucks. I have to talk about trucks every once in a while. But really, it was in part of the Vern Garner Endowment Fund was what made this possible. And Vern Garner started with 1 truck. He was an entrepreneur. He enjoyed his business, and he really enjoyed serving as a trustee at University of Findlay. But in big part, it was impossible for him to do what he could do without an education. He loved the university, and he loved the students. So I wish you all the best, and good luck.
And our 4th judge of the evening, Blake Martin from AR Marketing. All right, so we are going to announce the awards and prizes to the contestants. Again, awesome job to all of the contestants, and your presentations were amazing. So without further ado, we are going to announce the placings for the Innovative Leadership category. 3rd place goes to Club Presentation to Tyler Adkins and Christy Wickeser. And let's give them a final round of applause. Second up in the category is Sad by Abigail Starcher. Good job, Abigail. And first place for the Innovative Leadership category is Leadership Chord, Logan Chapman and Natalie Swift. Great job to that category. Our second category is innovative business. Third place goes to Unity Coaching by Josh Burton and Sergio Palacio. They're making their way downtown, walking fast. I forgot the other. Good job, guys. And second place goes to Bioreactor by Drew Garverick and Aaron Overheiser. Oh, Jesus. Oh. And first place for innovative business category goes to Lunchbox by Tyler Adkins and Christy Wickeser. Our last category was case study. Second place goes to Circle K. Are we supposed to be in it? And first place goes to Future Leaders Initiative. We have one last award of the night. This award is the overall best leadership concept. This prize goes to Unity Coaching by Sergio Palacio and Josh Burton. I don't think they were prepared for that. We're going to take a minute. We'll see you up here. Should we start the timer? Again, wonderful job to all of the contestants. And thank you again for everyone who made this event possible. And thank you to the judges for devoting their time and knowledge. And great job to all the leaders out there. So, thank you and good night. And drive safe in the warm weather.